Well, hello, team. It's Austin from the Super Robot Wars archives here for another entry. I appreciate you clicking on this video. Thank you for joining me. As we're getting started, let's talk through some corrections I have from last time. See, this is what I'm talking about with like trying to read information on screen, or on microphone. So let's look at the Grungus first. That first ability is telekinetic field. I knew it was motion something, but I just didn't know that I couldn't read the first kanji fast enough. But it's like thought. It's the kanji is thought and motion for telekinesis. So that's some sort of barrier. I just don't know what it does. Like, it doesn't tell me very much. But maybe I have a think, because this also is our second ability here is also just telekinesis. So maybe as that levels up, we're increasing the strength of that barrier. So it might be like the defensive version of how the I guess aura barrier works the same way for the Dunfight characters. But I wonder if that's that. And our first ability, I was also struggling to read. I was reading it as angle person. I was like, what? An angle person? Like joinery? Are we like? Is there something about like him building things really well? But no, it's bravery person. It's supposed to be hero. It's just that this font has the kanji squished together so badly. Typically, there's a space between them. I'll put them up. I'll put them up in like brighter, in like bigger contrast to see them. See what I'm talking about. And to that point, yeah, like I don't know what I was on about. There was no excuse for me here. This was just like me reading it badly. I did kind of point it out when I said the units had. Oh, actually, I can like when the units had this stat, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is limit. So that probably means a pilot has reaction, and I was correct. The thing I was reading as defense was reaction. It's just not even close to what the stat defense is. So, whoops. But that does tell me that we're going to get double turns. That may be what that W with the like emoticon face in it is. That once you hit, is it 200 or 300? It's probably 200. Maybe it's not. Well, I mean, it could be different in this game too. But once you hit a certain point of reaction, then you'll just be allowed to take a second turn back to back, which is very good. Okay, so with that corrected, let's get started. Oh, the Voltes and the Combattler. Is that we're going to get this scenario? I wonder if it's always going to be the same picture in the background. We didn't get intermission between scenario 0 and scenario 1, so I don't know. Because I'm recording these all back to back, any of the like hardware or I guess software issues I've not addressed yet, right? So like if there's like an amount of slowdown that I can do something about, I have not fixed for. I can't put my mouse on screen yet either. I know there's some way in OBS to make that possible. I think it might be because of OBS. But that's a problem for probably episode 4. All right, I have a sneaking suspicion that we're probably going to be getting the rest of the like standard Mazinger team here. Yeah. Mazinger Seppo. Mazinger. Show us what you got. Come on. Is it crashing? This is like the same thing that happens between stages in Y. turns out the slowdown between stages is also a series staple. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, boss. He looks so much more like a hooligan in that profile picture. I don't remember that Futurama styled headman is. Oh, we're ready to do it. Okay, cool. I don't remember what his name is, but he's like the right hand, I think. The second in command for Baron Asura. Not that Baron Asura is in command though. Okay, the boss Borat has the usual pretty terrible everywhere other than on land. He's got resupply. Let's see if we have potential. He does have self-destruct. Is the boss Okay, he's also worth 10 again. I think this is an underrated feature of the boss Borat, is that he's also only 10 to repair. So like you kind of can use him for distraction tactics, or like just walk him close to something and do 3,700 points of damage is like nothing. That's more than the Grungust was dealing for a lot of its attacks. And we've got 2 close range attacks. Okay. The fact that the resupply is not listed as a weapon here, like I'm thinking in the complete box, the boss board is so much worse because you only get 4 resupplies a scenario. Where here you do have an unlimited amount of them. And the Aphrodite is just a repair like usual. Again, good on the ground. That's also some considerable armor. And flash. Yeah, so because we have limit instead of defense. I don't remember how the defense stack gets calculated. I do think that's something that Akarasu probably has. I'm willing to take a peek at that just to like get a vague sense of like what we care about. Oh, this whole section is base tiles, so that's good. A good set of terrain we're gonna take. We looks like are mostly on Mazinger enemies, but I'm pretty sure the Saki is a getter. It's a dinosaur, one of the dinosaur emperor bosses. Or not bosses, generics, exactly the opposite. We've got 2 more of the Douglases. Those were not that impressive last time. I do recall these 2, the Abu Dada U6 and the Toros D7. They were like kind of bosses in previous games. I think we're like a little scaled up from there. But I'm expecting those to go down a little bit slower than some of the previous than last scenario. I'm hoping. It's an interesting move. I don't know why you're going over there. What do you all know that I don't? Was there something out that I missed that I had more units? Nope. Are they just moving towards where they know units are going to spawn? That feels a little lame. Forests are 20. Like, surely they're not trying to get in the water. Like, I don't think any of them have good terrain properties in the water. I'm just gonna sit and wait. I know I usually say apply pressure, but our support units are not going to be able to take these out. So, I feel like crossing the water. They're not really getting like water penalties on. They're not getting terrain penalties on that water. It doesn't look like, or if it is, it's not that unreasonable. There we go. Cool. It does look a little bit like they were moving kind of towards where my units were going to spawn. That's fine. Did we get the Mazinger here? No. Okay. Let's see what is our objective to dock with the Mazinger? Okay. No, we got to keep the Photon Research Institution safe. And then clear with... Okay, cool. Yeah. The fact that we can just do that to start is bonkers. I think... actually I'm fine giving Koji this chip here. I was gonna say I should move him up to try and, get him to interact with the rest of the enemies, but he can catch up pretty quickly because of his 8 movement. As long as we're moving the Grungust forward, I think we should be okay. We're also critting a lot. I'm sure it's tied to skill, but that feels like something that we can maybe more reliably count on in this game. I gotta say, talking about this, I've been playing 2 again on my off time, and the Y feels, in many ways, it feels like a return to form. There's like definitely some more modern elements, like obviously the assist section or the STG memory, or just like forcing every single pilot to have a really big expensive attack is very modern design. But some of the other elements feel like a return to form. Like for instance, in R or in GC or in Neo, I did not feel as confident depending on crit in a way that I could count on it. Where I feel like I can here. Oh, we're just shy. That's okay. Okay, so that it's maybe reasonable to increase our damage a little. Where we're just shy on damage here. We're getting enough crit here where maybe we can just like rely on doing a little bit extra. Okay, so our stats are now looking like normal. We were just given like a really easy thing. That's good to know. It's just fine. So we can invest some armor into the Grungust next time. Yeah, we can. This is a perfectly fine counterattack. And we can take a look at what's going on here now. Again, not that I'm gonna like know what a good benchmark for stats is. Brocken? Is his name Brocken? I just remember him as like the Futurama head guy, right? Because I'm pretty sure he's just a head like on a flying saucer. Which is not exactly the same thing, but you get the idea. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're not doing a lot of damage. That's why we were in the bird form last time, because it was like that. Our attacks are be in the air. But it looks like they're not actually like necessarily lunging. Oh, I was gonna say that looks like they're not lunging for the base, but the Saki did move and not attack when it had a legal attack. So, does the Pilder have a post movement option? It does. Okay, so we can go here, take out the Saki. And it can't counterattack. That's nice. Is it why can't it? Oh, because its mini missile is 2 to 4 range. Great. Well, I mean that's easy. It's easy EXP for Koji. I don't know if I'm going to use. We'll see if we use the Mazinger. I know I want to use the Giant Robo. I'm pretty sure EVA, like the EVA units are in this, so like I've not gotten to play with any of the EVA units ever, so I definitely want to use one of those. If not, maybe just all of them. I don't know how many are available. I have to imagine that you're gonna like Rei and Asuka are like way too popular for you to not be able to play as them at some point in some of these games, but maybe just not in like one of their first appearances. I don't know how early into. I don't know when this game came out relative to the like height of EVA popularity, but I guess we could flash. I don't feel the need to. We have potential. I kind of want to take damage anyway, just to like get that turned on and see if that does. See if and what that does. And we also do like kind of want to get a sense of like what damage we're taking, right? Like maybe Saki was the outlier in terms of how hard it hit. Also, that Taurus HP is so much less, I think, compared to what I was expecting. And I know, like, we talk about, like, the games, like, scale up in numbers. I do think there's a little more fluctuation than just, like, a hard, like, really low to really high. Okay, sick. And like I said, when I'm saying I'm playing 2, I'm talking about the complete box one, which is modeled after Alpha, so... Or in some ways. That was also a reasonable amount of... That was both a reasonable XP and funds from that. Okay. How far do your missiles fire? 5. Okay, so even if they move forward, we can still get them with the missiles next turn. Great. I think the trouble is going to be, yeah, I think the trouble is just going to be the ghoul, the air battleship ghoul. Now that we actually have morale to use the bird charge attack or whatever it was, I think we can switch into the aerial form to start applying some more damage. Right? I feel pretty confident we can take out all the generics before they get to the Photon Research Institution. And like, I've got no problem chipping this, having us chase us around and chip it to death. But at some point, it's going to like go for the objective. We're also running out of energy pretty rapidly. So, knowing this, I probably should not have attacked here. I probably should have just used the 900 power one. Save the energy for the whatever the bird form is. Okay. We might need Koji to charge in and take some hits. But like, that's probably good. Are you landing next turn? No, you are not. So let's see how much this is doing, and then we can hope that the Boss Borat can charge and go punch it. Maybe I was supposed to be a little bit more aggressive and actually attack with some free support units. Right, because like the Aphrodite is respectable in 2 and 3 as like a combat unit. So maybe the same is true here. Yeah, actually, okay. That is my mistake. Though I think we're still fine this way, right? Because if Boss charges in, I'm sure he's probably gonna have pretty good accuracy because he's gonna be close. And then we can have the second Doubless, right? We can repeat this entire pattern next turn with the other Doubless coming in too. Yeah, like we are. Oh, actually, no, we have atrocious accuracy. Never mind. And yeah, okay. Well, I mean, is there much better than that? How much HP does it have? No, that could be, hold on. That could be a Koji situation. Right? We could go here. Yeah, like that's fine. I think that's fine. I also don't mind getting him some extra kills, just for like the sake of this scenario. I'm getting him some morale, because if we do get like thrown into the Mazinger, that's like that will. We're getting more out of those resources getting it into the Mazinger. I don't think that Breastfire is usually a morale-based attack, right? Like you usually burn that off the bat because it's just like so energy intensive. But just in case it is, maybe we're getting 2 stones with 1 bird. Yeah, and then we can just do all that next turn, so I'm not too worried about what's happening here. Though that said, we could just we could charge here, and we have what? Is that a move of 8? Yeah. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I'm flying drunk. Gracious. Not that I've ever consumed alcohol, so that I would know, but it's just like I can't keep the darn cursor straight. If we're here, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we could also be on this space and still next turn be able to fly back to the Boss Borat to get our energy restored. Oh, we are 1 morale short. That's a shame. Okay. I think I'm still pro here. Only because we have like a solution for the Doubless next turn already. So like, why committing ourselves, like spending resources there is not actually like improving anything, you know? I guess this is also just a good excuse to get the scene done. We just shoot a laser over for him. Oh, he's so cute. He like tubby little baby. some rudimentary Naruto hand signs to like energy lasers out. Or maybe he was doing like semaphore. He was like trying to flag down a plane. And then the boss just hasn't gone. Yes, that's fine. And yeah, we can just missile him. That sounds good. And yeah, and keeping the ghoul in place is also like really ideal. I definitely thought that was an option available to us. I just assumed that the ghoul was going to keep moving, so could not have possibly guessed that we were going to get some extra damage in here and keep it in place. So knowing that, unfortunately, no one's going to be in this position next turn. Actually, hold on. We're going to hit with a missile. That I wonder if that'll give us morale. I think we definitely have personalities here, so who knows what morale we get off of those personalities. But if we do have our big attack, that might put the Anduras or whatever the one I just called Puppy Little Baby. Darn, I was hoping he would stay in place and attack us too. So I was thinking we could like definitely move the Jet Scrander or the hover piloter like up here and then still get attacked to try and keep this in place some more. Right, it's got 5 range, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How in the world are you supposed to math this stuff out? Right, so like we can go here. That's fully safe for the oh sorry, no, not the Andras. I was just guessing it was like human. Afudora, the Afudora. No, Abudora. Yeah, Abudora. Right, go here. This is safe. And that keeps the ghoul in place, but also that probably can't be true, because if we're going here with the Grungust, we're not attacking. Okay. We need to take out this Doubless first, because this is going on to the base next turn. So, instead, Afro here, and then if this doesn't land, we have an emergency Grungust we can charge into it. Because the Piloter also needs to hit it. Yeah, we need the Piloter to finish it off, the Doubless off, and the Grungust can't attack from where it's moving, and the Boss Boron, he is already committing its turn to resupplying us, so... Yeah, that's all 4 of our moves, so we can't leave someone there to keep the ghoul in position. But that should be fine if we can get the Grungust. If the Grungust is up on energy, it has its 2400, it has its like triangle chest beam attack. So we can probably take out the Anburu, I still can't remember this thing's name. The U6. Anbudora. We can take that out next turn. I guess we leave Koji here. Yeah, that's fine. Like keeping him generally forward is hopefully going to block some way. And for whatever reason, they seem to want to. The enemies seem to want to be following the coast. So I'm hoping this will like get the U6. We'll block the U6. So. I think while fighting it, just for the sake of variety too, just to like see what it looks like and see what this is like viable for a video, we will turn some attack animations off and see what like the map animations look like. I can't imagine why it wouldn't. No. Great. I can't imagine why it wouldn't, but we should also test if the resupplying takes away your morale. So we're at 110. That also could be, that very much could be a problem for us. Yeah, it does. Okay. So that does take us off of this attack, but the Grungust's default is no morale cost. Yeah. Okay. It's so. I mean, it's good. It's good. But I'm going to be like, oh, about it when the enemies move and then don't attack. I like, especially leaving the Afro here is probably the best play anyway, because it's going to block its like most direct space onto the map. Where I think we can probably also forestall it another turn if we get the right, like, if we get right positioning. Yeah, like she's critting so much. that does kind of make me want to use the Aphrodite for like combat. Now that we're gonna now that's gonna be like our primary damage dealer. It does inspire within me the want to like play her more aggressively if necessary. Think like that. I want like I'll think of her as a unit that can attack, but that also maybe every once in a while can heal if necessary. Oh, he can't even get onto the base because his movement's so poor. He's only got a move of 4. 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. So I guess the base takes 2 to move on. Okay, yeah, the base just takes extra movement. That is definitely a choice. Not what I was expecting, not what I'm used to. I think that's still the best. We have a slightly better attack in the form of the Buster Knuckle, but actually, hold on. Should we just do this instead, just to like guarantee some damage? I think actually that is probably better. Yeah. We can go... I think I like this positioning, right? Because we could have stayed in place next to the boss Borat, and that would have given us the comfort of being able to get resupplied whenever we needed. But if we go like this, if we're staying in this position, then the U6 is also going to have to like take a way more circuitous route. It could have gotten onto the base next turn. But it could get on the base the turn after this if we stayed in position, where I believe it is going to be 2 turns away for the U6 to be able to get on the base based on what we're standing. Okay. Great. And then we also have here. I think this is fine. And then this is Koji's better attack. And keeping him further out, I'm hoping, will inspire the ghoul to stay and try to attack him instead. I'm gonna turn my game audio off. Yeah, only the loudest parts of the game audio are getting on my microphone now. Is that the trouble? I'm like still going into the red with my audio. Maybe I need to like turn my game down more still. Okay, that's almost, man, that's almost lethal. Hold on, how good is the boss Borat? Probably not very. That's so rough. And like I don't want him to like die needlessly. So 1, 2. Okay, so if I move him here, the U6 still can get on. Still can't get on this upcoming turn, but that does remove the like plan that I had with the Grungust. He could still like move here, and I guess we can move the boss Borat back, and then the Aphrodite left, and that still keeps him off for another turn, kind of. But like the economy of taking this attack is, I think, too good to pass up. I also forgot to turn the animation off. That's fine. We haven't seen the boss Borat attack yet, but the economy of being able to land this kill is super valuable. Right, because like we need to commit someone to this action, and he's probably not going to. Perfect. We need to commit someone to taking this thing out. It's probably not going to attack us based on what it's shown before when it's moving at the end of next turn, at the end of its turn. And we need all that damage onto the ghoul because the ghoul is like worryingly close. I don't love getting extra EXP on the Borat from kills because like it's gonna get that like naturally just from what it's doing. But yeah, this is, I guess we are sort of, we did gain a combat with the boss board, and then we just lost one by how this thing's choosing to attack, but that's fine. We can put this in like, I guess not quite Archer jail, in Archer corral. It's right now got 2 of its 4 sides covered. We can then move the pile bear over on to cover 3 of its sides, and then let the only opening go behind it. So it has to waste a lot of movement if it wants to get out of that positioning. Though I guess we could. I guess hold on. Maybe we do just put it in Archer Prison. Archer Prison is a term I've grabbed from Fire Emblem. If you've not played Fire Emblem before, please go do that. It's a very good tactics game. If there wasn't a robot version, that's what this channel would be doing. So we don't have our morale now though. That's fine. But in that game, ranges are way smaller. Typically, characters have 1 range, maybe 1 to 2 range, sometimes 2, or very rarely 3. And then every once in a while, you'll see an enemy that has like really far distance. But archers typically only attack at a range of 2. So if you put 4 units immediately around them, that's all in a range of 1. Awful. Then the archer just can't do anything. It can't move and it can't attack. So the term is archer jail, which doesn't usually work for Super Robot Wars just because things have a really large plethora of different attacks. But at least in this case, where we don't care about the attacks as much as we care about where it's going, we can just put it in archer jail. Right? We can move the Bosporat here. It can't attack, which is fine. And then we can move the Aphrodite here. It can't attack, which is fine. And we can move the Piloter here. And there's no reason to risk that attack. So this is going to eat up so many turns. But that's okay. Yep, that'll work. Also, depending on how damaging this is, we can just switch back to the regular Grungust form and, like, sure, it's a B in the air, but a B in the air still doing like 1,000-ish damage is better than 10 damage and chip per 900. I guess Brocken does have like whatever is contributing to his defense, good defense. I've always hypothesized, I'm not like figuring out what the numbers are for it, but I've always hypothesized that your proficiency in melee or ranged for this generation of games that use these stats might also qualify as defense for that. So like, you are competent with melee, so you're also better at blocking melee. Like I could see the logic behind that, right? Where you're like, oh, I know how to throw a punch, therefore I also sort of know where I would expect them to punch or know how to block one, right? I do think that's like talking myself into it backwards, but it's like it's there, it's an option. I keep not doing it. The way in which you select animations is not what I'm expecting. What was that called? Maxi? Is it really Maxi Buster? Man, Japanese games love using the word Maxi, and I can only think of Evident products. Right, see, but like, I mean, this is wasting turn counts. Not that we were going to be like doing this particularly efficiently. Is Koji a game over tradition? Yes, he is. Okay, I just like that 2% hit. That 2% hit is too spooky. Yeah, okay. And now we'll turn them off and see what map animations look like. Okay, cool. That was some chunky damage though, so I'm glad I'm opting to this plan with Koji. I don't think we have him dead this turn, right? But just for safety's sake, seeing as we've got hit sometimes, let's start flashing. And then we can kill next turn. Yeah. Actually, Koji could kill him this turn. Like, so could the Aphrodite, presumably, but I would like to have her heal the Grungust. Let's see, hold on. Can we post movement repairs? Or resupplies that we can. So like here's the trouble though, is if we heal with the Aphrodite, we're leaving that like space open for him to move through. How much is his movement? 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we could heal with the Aphrodite, move the Boss Borat to where the Aphrodite is, move the Piloter over to where the Boss Borat is and attack. And yeah, let's do this. I know I said I didn't want to attack with Koji, but if it's lethal, then it doesn't matter about the counterattack. But I at least want to move here, just so that he doesn't have like a way to get onto the base. Yeah, if this doesn't kill, I'll risk the 2%. And if it doesn't kill, hopefully he will attack someone else next turn. And a repair kit. Man, I hope this game gives us a few more parts. Those early games are also so stingy on their parts drops. Okay, I guess we aren't getting the Mazinger. Are we gonna like have the Piloter for 2 or 3 scenarios? Although, admittedly, because I'm skipping through this text, maybe what it said was we needed to move the Piloter onto the Photon Research Institute, and then it was going to give us the, we maybe would have docked with it then. Also, considering the fact that his dad's alive here, I'm pretty sure that's his dad. Oh wait, no. Is that Sayaka's dad? That might be Sayaka's dad. Never mind, forget what I was going to say. We got a skip button for all this text? Okay, well, I mean, I pressed something in the middle there that made the text go faster. I don't know what it was. I'll have to figure it out for the next ones. We got sound. There we go. Okay, great, cool. That was not too bad. Like, that wasn't hard. It was harder, just in the fact that we had like an objective that we had to like care about. But... Alright, who do we get to keep for those? We kept all those. Okay, no, so we did get the Mazinger Z. I love this sprite for him. This is like very atypical of what he looks like, but I love the like head-on view of him. And he also just starts with Majin power. Okay, cool. I mean, presumably he needs to like hit the morale threshold or whatever. Interesting. I wonder how that's going to work with the hover Piloter. Right. We figured out that we want to put some more. We do want to put some. That's the Boss Borat. I didn't arrow down fast enough and hit A too quickly. We do want to put some things. We do want to put some parts into the Grungust's armor. That matters. And we kind of want more energy too. Just some more tankiness. We can save it for the armor now. We'll just give it some HP. And so here's, if you've not played with reaction before, I'm probably not going to describe this correctly. I'm probably going to say something about this wrong, but this is like decently close. So you look at your hit and evade of the pilot and add those to the mobility of the unit that they're in. So right now Koji is getting that plus 80 is coming from the mobility of the Mazinger Z. You'll see that it has a limit of 280. So if you look at Koji and you take that 80 from his unit and add them to his accuracy stats, if that number is equal to or less than the limit of the unit, then you have those stats. But if you get greater than what your limit is, it is a limit, so it brings those stats down to that total. Make sense? So you can increase your limit, but there's never a reason to increase your limit unless you are already hitting them, I guess, or you know you're like really close, right? So this is what 156 plus 95 is 151, 251. So how close are we on the Grungusts? Nope, that's not the upgrade screen. I said 251. Okay, so we're not close, right? So like if you know you're like 1 or 2 points away, then it's worthwhile. Nope, it's neither of those. It's worthwhile putting. Oh, we have multiple pages of Cool. It might be worthwhile investing into limit during this intermission, like during the intermission beforehand, right? So that you're not hitting your limit in the middle of a mission, and then like not getting actually the stats that you just earned from a level up, you know. But I think that's an accurate description of limit. If someone has played these older games and knows better, like please feel free to correct. Please feel free to correct me. I'm more interested in the information being right than me being right. But to my best knowledge, that is how limit works. We hopefully aren't going to have to run into it a lot. And like if you look at the upgrade cost, it's really inexpensive. Like it only costs 1,000. So I see why they opted to remove it. There's just like not much of a consequence for it. So like, why is it there? But it is there. We will have to deal with it because that is going to like drop our stats. Some pilots, at least in 3, I remember a lot of pilots started where they were over the limit of their unit, which was a fun way to show that like the thing that was holding them back was not their ability to perform, but the unit itself, that they were like underestimating themselves. Like this happens a lot with Gundam characters, right? Like Amuro in these games typically starts such that his unit has not enough limit to account for all of his ability, right? Because he's actually like a really prodigy pilot. It's just that the unit can't keep up, and he thinks it's himself because he has like character doubts, right? Like it's a very fun gameplay story integration, and one in which you can interface with. I really dislike when the games give you gameplay story integration, but at the expense of you getting gameplay, right? Like I complained about this in Y already, where you might have two abilities that are like, I guess thematically they're supposed to be on the character, but they just do the same thing, one of them worse. Like, why? That's a waste. Why is that here? That's enough grumbling. So far, so good. I'm like I said last time, I'm enjoying myself so far. I would like the game to pick up the pace a little bit in terms of difficulty. But I appreciated the fact that I did have to employ a very deliberate strategy to keep myself safe. I'm hoping we're not going to fight the ghoul for like the next 2 chapters, though. That would be ideal. But more scenarios like that where we have some like alternate objectives. But yeah, we'll figure that out in scenario number 3, and I will catch you in that video. But for now, I will bid you farewell and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everyone.